Have you ever heard about a game that combines Fallout series with Minecraft? Me neither. But I played a game that is a mix of Stalker and Minecraft, and it's hella addictive. Stalcraft is an impressive fun project that evolved from a mere Minecraft mod into a standalone game available on Steam. But don't let that scare you off, because the post-apocalyptic atmosphere in this game is amazing. Do you know what goes well with this setting? Getting ambushed and having your precious loot stolen from your backpack. Alright, that sounds a little bit too stressful. Then how about keeping all of your gear and losing only the consumables and sellable trash? Sometimes the things you find will be very valuable, adding a lot of adrenaline to the gameplay. These things are called artifacts, and every true Stalker fan will know about them.
Notice the enemy!
Look at this guy, running away from me, hiding, doing his best to avoid getting killed. It took me a couple of minutes of circling around to find him, so he's clearly carrying a very juicy loot, am I right? PvE in this game is, generally speaking, not very challenging, except for the bosses from the story mode. See, these funny blocky boys can terrorize even the Elden Ring players. To unlock new guns, you will need to participate in open world PvE, which can quickly turn into an unsuspected PvP. That's not much either. After this, I went to check on my fallen comrade and did the only thing an honorable stalker like me would do. I waited for his death timer to run out and I looted the shit out of him. The zone attracts stalkers with its artifacts. They search for them, sell them, use their abnormal powers, and in their free time they make love to bloodsuckers. The last part is unrelated to artifacts, by the way. This strange affection, as well as addiction to weed, is always rumored to be common across the Freedom faction. As a member of Freedom, I call it a lie. See, my very first task upon joining the faction was to deliver 60 kilograms of weed to our clients in duty. It's a business. Our base is surrounded by greenhouse plantations for a reason. We produce and distribute the goods across the zone. You smoke weed to get high. We get high to test the quality of our product. We are not the same. Talking about packages. Have you ever dreamed about becoming a DHL courier, but in a post-apocalyptic world to spice it up? In this case, this game is just for you. The best way to obtain quantum batteries required to unlock new gear is to deliver backpacks filled with unknown content. This beep indicates that a player is nearby. It can be your faction member, but sometimes you will encounter not so friendly individuals. Not even close. I was a little bit overweight before, so I went to check if there was anything interesting left out. Couriers don't get paid very well, so I make a little extra buck selling the goodies from those two guys. Sometimes you'll have business to take care of in the enemy faction's territory, and you will attract an unwanted attention. When you kill a player, everyone from their faction can see that on their map. I decided to hide and wait for everyone to just forget about it. I was so paranoid at this point that I didn't properly check his inventory. After this, we had a really wholesome exchange of messages, and I learned about a brilliant minigame he plays with his friends. And yes, Russian speaking players are very common on the EU server. Every season, there is an in-game event that allows you to obtain a master tier gun. On top of that, you can farm event currency and exchange it for boxes with random items. These gambling tickets are a very good long-term investment if you can resist the urge to open them. This is the best artifact detector in the game. It's worth 75 million. This much money could buy me a very good endgame artifact build. So, as a true Stalker fan, I did the only reasonable thing and equipped this golden ticket into endgame, making it an unsellable item, just so I can look for some shiny rocks myself.
They're minerals! Jesus, Maria!
Of course, I don't need a golden ticket. You can make millions buying cheap and selling high on the marketplace. On some of my long-term investments, I made more than 10 times as much as I spent. So my Jewish ancestors would probably be proud of me. Upgrading gear requires a lot of expensive tools and spare parts. To save your resources, I will share a small secret with you.
ПГ-26, то бишь вот так. Ну, посмотрим. Сука. Ебал. Вот почему я говорю, что натовское вооружение это говнище.
After extensive tests, Expo came to the conclusion that NATO weapons are trash compared to the glorious Stalinium, but is the preferential treatment given to AK-15 over its NATO counterpart truly a product of their balanced team efforts, or is there someone else pulling the strings behind the scene? Either way, you can't go wrong picking the AK-15 or the VSS. Joining a faction allows you to capture and defend outposts spread out in the open world. Sometimes you will be outnumbered. Other times we will have no targets to shoot at, but generally it can be a really fun PvP experience. If you reach endgame, you can take part in clan wars, which offer special rewards. I am generally a solo player, but I was once invited to a clan. Just randomly, 5 minutes before the start of the war, we were completely crushed, and the next time I logged in, I was already kicked out. But I believe, I strongly believe, that defeat wasn't necessarily my fault. The grind might be pretty tedious, new guns requiring tens of hours worth of bartering materials. But worry not, the devs care about your mental health and decided to lock the progression behind a time-gated resource called serum. It takes a month to gather enough serum to max out a new piece of gear, suggesting you to take a break from the game after finishing daily serum missions. This resource is not required for lower tier gear, but who in their right mind would grind for the veteran tier items, knowing very well that they would never be able to fully upgrade them, right? Wait a moment. Guess she was also grinding for those sweet primer gems. Some people love grinding a little bit too much, but she's probably an exception. Oi. You didn't see anything. Don't look at me like that. I definitely don't own a collection of Genshin waifus. Don't you dare looking at me like that.